I think one of the things that makes Western different for me as a university, and I was also part-time I split time between a community college, so I'll talk about that in a second. But and historically, sometimes our universities have been geared towards direct from high school, and they very often focus on that younger population. A lot of them live on campus. You do all your programming around that. I think what's really interesting and very rewarding to me about Missouri Western is that, you know, we don't have a community college in town, though historically there was one here a few years ago before I came, maybe early 90s, I think. But because we do get the people that live in the region who come to college, I think this university, in my experience, has really done a great job of addressing the needs of adult learners, because it's very different. But most of your big universities, you know, they've got so many first-time freshmen coming in that are traditional age that they don't need to particularly worry about that. And so very often you'll see in the cities, you'll see that adults often gravitate initially towards community colleges, because the environment just is more comfortable. They can be a part-time student, they don't feel out of place. So Missouri Western, I think they're increasingly, non-trads are feeling comfortable because they're a significant percentage of our population.
I take my son out there. Even this last year, I made him go trick-or-treating because we took some little kids with us. He's a little too old for trick-or-treating, but we took some younger ones. And he was just amazed at everything on campus, from the artwork to he feels like he can walk around when I'm in a meeting, and he's totally safe when he goes building to building and goes shops in the Union and whatnot. And then when he saw the Greek village and things like that, he was impressed too that, you know, some kids not that much older than me get to live here. How cool is that?
It's true.
So I guess we all kind of choose the path we're going down, and you know, everybody's going to do more for the people who sleep on campus, who live there, who are there day and night, things like that. And you know, Missouri Western kind of gets the connotation of a commuter campus, but there are several hundred, I mean upwards of 2,000 students living on campus wanting that very traditional college experience. So I think that you'll see, and what we should see, is that the university has opportunities for everybody, whether they're 60 years old and going back to school as a non-traditional student, or they're 18 and coming right out of high school at Greek life and midnight pancake breakfasts and all those type of things, and that the opportunities are there. So I hope no group ever feels bitter that one group is catered to more than the other.
Saturdays I usually study and do some routines around my house. I don't get much time for other hobbies much anymore, and I don't see my kids or my family much while school's going on.
It means I'm older than the kids. It means I drive, I don't live on campus, and it means that I have a family and I'm not my own person anymore.
So I think students have different challenges. So non-trads have their own particular challenges, you know, and it is very hard to manage work and family, kids, and school. You know, you have to be very good at managing all of those multiple roles and meeting your deadlines. So when we're thinking anything about programs, we have to take that into consideration. It's like, when are we going to do this program? We have to allot the time, you know, maybe it has to be later, maybe it has to be on a weekend, and we just have to be flexible.
Managing my time as a non-trad, well, in the classroom, everything's pretty much geared to kids that are doing it for the first time, kids that are going out and getting a job for the first time. But it's not really that much of a problem with the teachers. Almost all the teachers work with me. But there's some things I have to do that seems kind of senseless, like a resume. And in our portfolio, we have to have a resume, and that seems kind of pointless. I know how to do all that.
I think, you know, we are going to have a real presence not just in the region but in the state. And I think based on national trends that more and more we're going to have, you know, a huge population of non-traditional students and commuters. So we need to keep that in mind, know that we have to plan for that growth, plan for non-traditional students, because we need to grow with them. You know, we have a center and it's wonderful, and we have some of the same amenities that other universities have in their non-trad centers, but we're going to need to grow to be able to keep up with the population. So hopefully we can do that.